Welcome. As you enter through the Soest Garden gate, you're already stepping into a space shaped with care. You'll see a small reception table. This is where you can make a name tag. And if you'd rather not appear in any photos today, just put a red dot on your tag. That's your way of saying, no pictures of me, please, and we'll honor that. Now, before you walk on, take a moment and look just to your left. You'll notice these tall, almost cartoonish purple flowers. They feel a little like something from Aviv's feathery drawings. This was one of Aviv's favorite colors, any shade of lilac or lavender. She didn't need just one favorite, she loved the whole spectrum. Let this be your invitation to notice things beautiful and surprising today, just the way Aviv did so often. When you're ready, keep walking straight ahead, and I'll meet you at the next stop. Just a bit ahead, you'll see a clearing on your left. This is one of the best spots in the garden to catch a glimpse of Mount Rainier. Go ahead, take a look. Is Rainier playing peekaboo today? Sometimes it hides, sometimes it reveals itself fully. Either way, it is asking us to pause. Aviv loved the outdoors, especially mountains, trees, flowers, water. She felt something sacred in those spaces. But Rainier had a special meaning. 20 years ago, both of us, Aviv's parents, Anand and Ben, with a host of other friends that we affectionately called the Dr. John Sack Committee, climbed to the summit of Rainier, and we told her those stories. Those stories stayed with her, and I think it gave her a sense of connection to something really big, but also rooted in family. Let this moment be an invitation to feel grounded, maybe to call to mind a place in nature that connects you to somebody you love. When you're ready, continue on. Just before the gate to the building, you'll see a path that turns off to the right. I'll meet you back there when you get to the sign that says Fragrance Garden. Here we are at the Fragrance Garden. This stop holds a special resonance with how Aviv navigated her senses. As a two-breather, she couldn't catch every subtle scent that floated in the air. But when a smell had intensity, she met it fully, with joy and curiosity. Aviv loved herbs. She loved to grow them, smell them, and of course eat them on her pizza. Scents like rosemary and mint weren't just smells to her, they were experiences. And this garden, with its dense pockets of earthy greens, were very much a playground. One of our last outings together was a trip to the fragrance store. We called it a teeny fragrance frenzy. And she would lean in, sniff really hard, and she would ring her bell when something hit. And we bought 6 different fragrances that day. Take a moment to rub a leaf between your fingers, close your eyes, and breathe them in. Consider how something so small and invisible can be so present. Moving on to this next stop, you'll come to a trellised crossing. It's marked by a metal arch and climbing vines that reach towards the sky. This stop is about perspective, about changing how we see. Aviv lived much of her life in a reclined position, and her view of the world was upward. Where most of us glanced side to side, she looked in the sky, the leaves, the rafters, the light fixtures. She would watch how sunlight filtered through branches and how birds passed overhead. Basically, how the world moved above. You can take a moment now, settle into one of the nearby benches. Lean back if you can, look up, let yourself borrow her vantage point. Can you spot a bird gliding by? The nearby lake and wetlands make this a very lively flyway. This view, the skyward gaze, was not just where Aviv looked, it was how she lived, noticing what many of us don't. She found awe in what's overhead. As you continue walking towards the fountain, follow the path that curves gently around it to the left. You'll pass 3 other star-fanning paths beyond the fountain until you find the one that leads into a hedge-lined corridor that's glowing with cheerful yellow flowers. This is the northwestern fan-out path. This bright passageway echoes one of Aviv's favorite joys, growing flowers in her raised garden. She especially loved bold, expressive blossoms with very large petals because she could lean into and explore and trace their delicate veins. The yellows here might remind you of sunlight. Aviv's name literally means springtime, and these golden hues paired beautifully with the soft lilac tones of her room. Together, they formed a palette full of springtime joy, warmth, and welcome. As you walk this path, take in the texture, the shapes, the color all around you. Let the yellow blossoms guide your steps forward, just as they once delighted hers. Now follow the path to its end, where the trail opens beneath a wide sheltering canopy tree. You'll see some blankets we placed there just for you. Feel free to sit or lie down if that feels good to your body. This spot reflects something deeply comforting for Aviv. She would often ask to be tilted back even more just to lie beneath the tree and look up at the world. Her gaze was drawn upward. She and Sophia would spend hours like that, watching the light play through the leaves, listening to the hush of the wind. Here you're invited to share in that stillness, to rest, to look up. Maybe just for a few minutes you can see the world, borrowing Aviv's view. Now return to the fountain at the center of the garden. Let yourself slow down here. The shape of the rocks that make up the fountain and the sound of the water, burbling and steady, make this a gentle place to pause. In her room, Aviv had her own way of creating calm. She would use her eye-tracking device to tell Alexa to play waterfall sounds. These were background for mindful moments, for reflection. She loved those sounds, just like this. Take a breath in and out. Let the sounds surround you. This is a moment to simply be here, now, with the water. As you leave the fountain, you'll find our refreshments table ahead. Our friendly bartenders are here, and please help yourself to a drink. Carry it to the final stop. You'll walk straight across the garden, crossing over the path you took earlier. Ahead is a grassy clearing. There are benches who are waiting for you here, a place to pause. To your far left is the greenhouse and the apiary. Aviv adored pollinators. She loved learning about them, understanding how important they are, and spreading the message that even small creatures hold great weight. She chose a honeybee for the clock in her room, and she collected honey from around the world. Often she gifted jars or sticks of honey to those that she cared about. Nearby, the bubble machine might send shimmering orbs into the air. This stop is about both perspective and playfulness, reflection and lightness. May this final moment remind all of us of Aviv's generosity, her whimsical joy, her love of small things with large impact. May this fairy lift your spirits, just as she did so often uplift us in life.